Okay, so what we're going to talk about today is simple conditionals, which is a if else, else in PHP or any language, as well as some of the comparison operators in PHP. We're not going to look at all of them, but we're going to look at ones most commonly used. All right, so let's get started. I'm going to come in here into this very simple document, and this is a PHP document that's on the server. And so I'm going to create, let's just call it var1 to save typing. Variable 1, I'm going to assign 100 to it. I'm going to create another variable, var2, and I'm going to assign 100 to it, but I'm going to make it a string instead of a number. Now remember, in PHP, data types, we don't have to define them. PHP figures them out on its own by looking at what you put into it. For example, the 100 here is going to turn this var1 into a data type of an integer. Same way as var2 is going to be a string. So what happens then, a basic if statement, which you probably remember from Python or VB or whatever language you had coming into this course, then I could say $var1, if that var1 equals $var2, open up my scope for the if statement. And in here, I'm just going to do a simple echo just to let myself know that I'm in the if statement by saying equal. And then I'm going to do else. So if the if statement is false, then it will execute the else statement. So here, I'm just going to say not equal, just for testing. All right, so let's test this. I'm going to save it. Come back over here. I already have it up on my screen. So it says equal. Okay, so let's look at that for a second. In PHP, I can use the equal, which compares, it's a comparison operator, to see if var1 is equal to var2. Well, var1 is a 100 integer. var2 is a 100, but it's a string, but it still says they're equal. So like it or not, that's one thing that PHP does, is it will look at those two things, and it will turn one data type to the other to make the comparison. Well, what if I don't want that to happen? Well, in PHP, there is a way to prevent that by using something called the identical operator. Okay, this is a language-specific thing, and that's 3 equal signs. I can say, is var1 identical to var2, which also takes into account the data type. Okay, so it not only looks at the contents, but also the data type. I'm going to save that. Come back over. I'm going to refresh it. And now you see it says it's not equal. Okay. All right. So let's look at something else here. What if I took var1 and wanted to increment it? Like other language, I have a post increment operator. I have a pre-increment operator that I can use. And that just simply adds 1 to it. Okay. So in this case, I'm adding two dollar signs there. So in this case, I'm adding, I'll get this right, yeah. I'm adding 1, I'm incrementing by 1 with a postfix operator, and there's a pre++ operator. I'm incrementing again, so I'm actually adding 2 to that number. I can do another check down here. If $var1 is greater than $var2, then output echo greater. And I'm going to do the same thing I did above. Else ELSE. echo not greater. Okay, I'm going to save that. Let's run it. And what do we expect the output to be? So I have a not equal and a greater. This is going to look a lot better if I can put that on another line. Okay, so I'm going to come in here and I'm just going to echo out a line break in HTML. Okay, I'm going to save that. Come back, refresh, and you'll see it goes into greater. Well, that just makes good sense because I incremented var1, so naturally it's going to be greater than var2. There's also a greater than and equals to operator. In this case, it'll work exactly the same way. All right, so if I upload that, so var1 is going to be 102. Well, yes, that's still greater than or equal to var2. So let's take a look and verify. And it is. I can also use a less than operator. Of course, that's going to get me the other reaction, or the else statement. It's not greater than. Okay, so 101 is not greater than or equal to, let's put an equal to in there, greater than or, less than or equal to var2. However, if I take these out, or I increment it, of course, it'll still be the same. So less than or equal to, greater than or equal to will result in the same output. Over here, refresh this, and greater. Okay, and here again, I could do a greater than or equal to, and it's going to have the same results. Okay, so that's a basic if-else. You'll use those all the time in this class, so get a handle on those. And remember, you have an equal equal that just compares values, where equal 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 compares value and the data type. Okay, all right, all for now.